without further ado, give it up for Brian J. Hunt and Sparks to Fire!
Hell yeah! What's up, everybody? We're Sparks to Fire. We've been doing this. This is our third year, and this is our, hands down, our favorite show. Easily our favorite show. This is so awesome. And if you don't know what Sparks to Fire is, basically we're a show where the worlds of improv and stand-up comedy collide. Ooh. And we have the LA Beast tonight, so you know, that's the kind of show you're gonna get. It's gonna be awesome. But I'm having a good day. I got to talk to my grandpa a little bit earlier. He's 91 years old. Yeah, 91. So I was like, Grandpa, you know, what's the key to living so long? You know, you're obviously doing something right. You know, what's the key? And he's like, well, Brian, there's two things. One, you got to stay active to stay alive. You know how they say a body in motion tends to stay in motion? You know, unless they get arthritis. His joke. Right? And then he goes, yeah, I was like, nice one, Grandpa. But then the other one, he was like, everyone, you just got to slow down a little bit. You young people, you go too fast. You drive too fast, you walk too fast. You miss life. And he's got a point, because if you notice, like, you look at other old people, well, not other old people, but you look at old people, and you realize that they're doing everything slow. They're driving slow, they're walking slow, and if you notice, they even fall down slow. You know what I'm saying? Like, you'll get a good 5-second head start before an old person goes down, because they'll be like, uh-oh, and you can scoop in and be like, I'm young. You're just in time, Grandpa. Yeah, but my wife and I, we just got a dog. She's a rescue. We rescued her. Right out of someone's backyard. We were like, sorry, but we'll get it. I want that. And the dog's great. It's awesome, but she's a horrible walker. Like, as soon as we put a leash on her, she acts like we're tying her up to like a dog sled to race the Iditarod. You know, she's like, and it's awful, but there's a good part about it, because most people are like, they'll stay away from me when we're walking her. She's like, But there was one guy, like there's a couple people that are attracted to that weird thing. This one guy came up to us, and my dog saw a squirrel and went after it, and I was like, Chip, chill out. This random guy on the side just goes, oh, I'm sorry, Daddy. I just wanted to play. Yeah, I was like, what the hell? I got offended. I was like, that's how you think my dog would talk? She was able to speak like, I'm sorry. Like she wouldn't be able to pronounce her R's. Because I'm no dog whisperer, but according to one Scooby-Doo, R is the only letter that we don't. So I'm pretty sure she meant mind your own business, rascal. But he's mainly the reason why I don't do nice things for strangers anymore. I don't. I'm not a bad guy, just society made me like this. Here's a mirror, society. No, because this is what some gay members do. This is an actual thing. They'll drive down the street with their lights off. Alright? And if someone's like flashed the lights at them, they'd be like, hey buddy, you might want to turn your lights on. You know, it's a little dangerous out there. They'll take it as an act of an aggression and pull up behind you, put their flashers on, and then shoot up your car. Oh. Yeah, so now I don't do anything nice. Like, how am I supposed to, you know, if I'm walking like an older lady across the street, how do I know that's not two Crips in a little trench coat? Just don't know. You know, so if you see me after the show and I don't hold the door open for you, you know, maybe I think you're MS-13. I don't know. But, yeah, so my last name is Hunt, but I've only been hunting one time in my life. But it was a doozy. It was real. Here, let me paint the picture for you. Let me take you on a little journey on the first time I went hunting. The year was 2006. Because You Had a Bad Day was on top of the pop charts. Yeah. The Colts were about to beat the Bears. And Brian Hunt, your man, just graduated from Colorado State University. Yeah, so I was ready. My mom took my younger brother and I to Africa as like a gift. We've always wanted to go, and she thought this would be the best place to, or the best time to go. So we went to South Africa, and we stayed on like a little ranch where we would go off on like day safaris. Like we would go see the elephants and the giraffes one day. We'd go see the lions eat one day. And we had a day off, and they had a menu of activities, and one of them was hunting. And so my little brother was like, oh, hell yes, we're hunting in Africa. And I was like, yeah, that'll be cool. So we signed up, we were gonna hunt impala, which are like deer out there. And everyone hates them out there because they eat all their crops and stuff like that. So we went to the shooting range for 3 hours, and we were shooting like this big rifle. And it was at that moment that I was like, oh, my ancestors who hunted definitely didn't use oversized rifles, you know? We were more of a bow and arrow type people, you know? Like, my arms. You know, so we spent 3 hours at the shooting range. We had to pass a test where we had to shoot a target 5 times in a row without missing. So my brother and I finally did it, and so it was time to go out hunting. So we were going to the bush, and it was like cloudy out, and I was the first one to go, and it was me, the guide, and 2 trackers, and we were going, and we had been walking for like, you know, an hour, and then we saw a herd, I think that's what they're called, of impala, and they were 75 yards out. And at the shooting range, we had been shooting off of like a tripod. We would like rest the gun on and shoot it. But when we get there, it's like, hey Brian, there's not enough time to put the sticks up. You gotta shoot it off my shoulder. And I was like, this guy, man, this guy. And he was like, no, seriously. And I was like, okay, time to man up, Brian, time to man up. So I put the barrel of the gun on his shoulder. I aimed, I took a breath. And boom, shot, and I heard this like, and I was like, yeah, oh, this is my first time hunting, I'm from the States, yeah, woo woo, woo woo. And everyone was like, what? And they weren't as excited as I was, but I was like, whatever, they probably see this all the time. So we went and tracked it, and the trackers out there are crazy, like they'll look at like a blade of grass and be like, this way. You know, like, so we went on like, it was probably like a mile search, and we walk around this brush, and there was a zebra on the ground. I had shot a zebra. It was zebra hunting season, so you know, but I felt bad, and the guy goes, oh, Brian, you gotta finish it off. And I was like, this is my first time hunting. I'm from the States. So he ended the beautiful zebra's life, but it started raining, and they were like, he was like, Brian, you know what that is? And I was like, and he goes, oh, those are zebra tears. I was like, Mother Africa's crying right now. And I was like, oh my God. And then they all just started laughing. They were like, ah! So that was the last time I went hunting. Oh my God. Yeah, it was scary. But yeah, on a more serious note, my antivirus on my computer just expired. And I didn't want to pay the $30 to renew it because I was like, fuck that, I got a Toshiba. Shit's tough, son! Wrong, so wrong. Now my computer's more infected than the 2 porn stars I was watching go at it. But now my computer's slower than an inner city kid trying to take the SATs. I'm just kidding, guys. Come on. Inner city kids don't take the SATs. Got a little joke for you. I didn't write this joke, but I love it. And since you guys came out, people are going to be like, you went to the Coup Comedy Fest? Tell me a joke. This is a joke, you can tell them. It's a laugher or a groaner, depending on your maturity level. I find it hilarious. But what did one tampon say to the other tampon? What? Nothing. They were both stuck-up bitches. Yeah, are you ready for your next stand-up comedian? This next guy, he's performed with Nick Swartz and David Spade, Corey Feldman. You can find him on Craigslist under Casual Encounters. Give it up for Mike Sinka! Yeah.